Here we are again, gang. Now we're going to learn about the Pythagorean Theorem and the distance formula. You may remember using the bow tie method instead of the distance formula. Okay. Drop my stylus. Pythagorean Theorem is used to find a side of a right triangle. It doesn't work for any non-right triangles. And you use it whenever you know two sides, but you don't know the third side. And you may remember something like this. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. That is a Pythagorean theorem. The only thing to keep in mind is that c must be the hypotenuse. And again, the hypotenuse is the side that's across from the 90-degree angle. Okay, the A and the B doesn't matter. Okay, this side could just as well be B, and this side could just as well be A. That would not matter, just as long as C is the hypotenuse. Alright, so what we might have to do in the problem is find that missing side, but they may specify one method over the other, or one type of answer over another. One could be simple radical form, SRF, or they could ask you to round to the nearest hundredth, so let's go over both of them. Alright, again, this is review, so I skipped a step in this first part because I happen to know that this has to be the C. So rather than going a squared plus b squared equals c squared, instead I just took c squared minus a squared equals b squared. And when you do that, you end up with 588 equals b squared. So simplest radical form means breaking it down into or pulling out the biggest perfect square that goes into it. Now to think about how to do that, you got to remember your perfect squares. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 196. Guess what? 196 goes into that 3 times. Okay, and you've done this before. You could break it into something smaller, but then you have to do more steps. So 196, the square root of that is 14. So in simplest radical form, our answer is 14 square root of 3. To the nearest hundredth, that would be 24.25. Okay, sometimes they may ask you to give it in both terms, and it's really not that big a deal either way. So that is the Pythagorean theorem. Yes. Alright. So the next thing would be the distance formula. Distance formula is nothing more than Pythagorean theorem with coordinates. So if you know the coordinates of the endpoints, the distance between them is this lovely formula. And it looks a heck of a lot more complicated than it actually is. It's the difference in x's squared plus the difference in y's squared, and then you square root them. Okay, that's exactly what we end up doing in the bow tie method as well. So I'll go over both so that you can remember what the bow tie is. So let's say that I am given endpoints 4, 1 and negative 2, 3. Okay, plugging that into the distance formula, that is what it would look like. So make sure you understand where all those numbers come from. Simplifying it out, I get 36 and 4 underneath, which is 40. 4 goes into 40. So in simplest radical form, your answer is 2 squared root of 10. which is 6.32 if we wanted it to the nearest hundredth. Okay, that's the distance formula. The bow tie method looks like this. We always ask ourselves, how far apart are the 4 and the -2? Well, that is 6 units apart. How far apart are 1 and 3? 1 and 3 are 2 units apart. 6 squared plus 2 squared is 40. Square root of 40 is 2 square root of 10, or 6.32. So, find the difference, square them, add them, square root them. That's the bow tie method. Does it matter to me which one you use? It does not. So whatever you're more comfortable with. And that is the end of this video.